Well, look who's here. How you doing, guys? I'm assuming I remembered which buttons to push and that I'm actually live and you can hear me. So if I'm wrong on any of those counts, let me know. We got a few people here. I don't know if Mel is finished or not yet. I'm sure a lot of people are over there learning the rules. And all the bad things that can happen to us. And I'm sure we'll touch on that a little bit tonight, although I don't want to, I'm afraid it will happen, but I don't want to monopolize this with the FAA discussions. There's a subject that's been beat to death, and I think everybody has their own interpretation of rules, and that's the problem with rules and laws, is they're full of nebulous terms. Terms like reasonable, a reasonable expectation of privacy. Well, could mean anything. Depends on whose reason you're asking for. And that's the problem with the way they write all these rules, is they don't really define anything. They leave everything up to interpretation, and kind of like our Constitution. I mean, we have one Constitution, and it's written down, so the words are there. I mean, there's no doubt about the words that are on the paper. Yet, the Constitution it has to be interpreted every time the Supreme Court needs to make a decision, and for some reason, half the Supreme Court always interprets it one way. The other half of the Supreme Court interprets it the other way. So what do those words mean? They don't mean anything. They mean whatever anybody's personal agenda wants them to mean. And that's the problem that we have with the FAA. While everybody's so busy arguing what constitutes in furtherance of a business. Well, there's a very well done in furtherance of whose business? My business, your business, DJI's business in China. I mean, virtually every YouTube video that features a DJI drone is in furtherance of DJI's business. Is that what the FAA means? We can argue these fine points until the cows come home, but basically it all boils down to what's the agenda of the person that's coming after you, and they're going to interpret these things however they want. So we're screwed before we start. So let's leave it at that. Art's agreeing frantically with me in the chat. So let me go ahead and bring Art in so he can frantically agree with me in person. Where is it, Art? Did I lose your music? Wait a minute. Is this it? No, it's not it. No. Oh, here it is. I did it, Art. I already did it. You can stop now.
I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it?
Nope.
Hold on a minute. Let me try it again. You should have heard it. You didn't hear that?
How about the chat? Did you guys hear it?
I heard it through my headphones.
Well.
And the headphones are plugged into the mixer, and the mic's plugged into the same mixer, and the little meters went up when I played the sound effect.
Yeah, well.
We did not hear it. Didn't hear the sound effect. How about this? Applause. Did you hear that?
Nope.
Well, that's what happens. That's what happens when. That's what happens when.
You're gone for 2 weeks.
I'm gone for 3 weeks or whatever it was, and 2.5 weeks, and so we'll have to have this without sound effects. But I don't get it, because it is, the meters are moving, and it does show that, and my mic is working.
Yeah.
And you heard the music, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
No music.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, I tell you what's wrong then. Hang on a second, guys.
Okay.
Let me just fix something up here.
You kind of sound like you're in a barrel.
Oh, I know why. It's using the wrong microphone input. Hold on a second. Audio.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that's what it's doing. It's using the microphone input from my. It's using the microphone.
There. How's that?
Better? You sound much better.
Is that better now, Art? Here you go. Okay, I can't believe I did the whole introduction with no music. Foo. StreamYard.
Hey,
StreamYard.
I got some words for you that you can remember. Penumbra of emanations.
All right, I'll remember that. Ask me tomorrow. Penumbra of emanation.
Yep, if you look up Roe v. Wade, that was how they came up with that.
Oh, okay. Well,
they said
you heard, at least you heard what I was saying. At least you heard what I was saying when I started talking. That was good. I mean, I'm watching the meters move up and down on my mixer, but StreamYard's was set to my webcam.
Oh,
so.
Yeah.
Of course, you could hear me because a different microphone was picking me up, but you couldn't hear anything that was coming through the mixer, and I didn't.
Yeah, you sounded like you were in your bathroom and you had a microphone in your bathroom, and all the sound was bouncing off the walls. You sound better now.
This is professional show business, Art.
Professional.
Professional show business.
2 weeks and it goes to hell.
Yeah. Well, let me say hi to everybody here. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, Jerry is here.
Drone Shots is here. Michael Blade. Yeah. Good to see you, Arizona Drone Dude. Minnesota Paul, how you doing? Artco, how you doing? Agent K, my friend, with his I love the little monkey emojis he finds. They're terrific. Yeah. And speaking of where
Michael McReynolds.
Yeah, go ahead, Art. Keep it up. Speaking of
SK Enterprise.
Speaking of Spank wants to say hello. He missed all you guys. He missed you guys. He's glad to be back. He's been cooped up in the computer for 3 weeks and happy to be out. So there he is. And speaking of being happy to be out, let me bring on our friend from New York, from the great frozen north.
I thought you were going to say, speaking of monkey, let me bring in Carlos.
Hey, Carlos.
Yes,
Nice to see you.
Penumbra of emanations.
Yes,
Nice
that
and
too.
early.
Yeah, Jerry Calvary's here. How you doing? Drone Days, Bob. Good to see you. Yowie, P51.
Wow, I haven't seen him in a
Good
while.
day, good day, Mike. How are you? Good to see you, Michael McReynolds and Night Train Mike. Good to see you. Glad you can come in. Who did I miss? Just Chris Mihop. How you doing, buddy? Ray Kelly's here. Hi, Ray. Going to see Ray on Thursday.
Hey, Ray.
If
Oh, are
the
you?
weather-
Good.
Yeah, if the weather, it looks like it should be all right by Thursday, but yeah, it turns out that it's only 70 miles from my house to the Causeway Park. 71 miles. I mean,
That's an hour and change.
and it's all yeah, a little over an hour because it's almost all Interstate 95. And I'm right off of 95, so it's a quick drive. I mean, I've driven. I used to live further than that from the local flying field I used to go to every week. So driving an hour to fly is not that big a deal. So I'm looking forward to that. I think we should have some decent weather. That'd be
You're going to
nice.
bring the FPV stuff, right, as well?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm going to bring some FPV stuff and some DJI stuff and bring my FAA rule book with me. Make sure I
And the vest. Bring the vest.
I'll bring the vest and oh yeah.
About the signal lights where you can go.
Oh
like
man,
that.
we gotta we're
You guys know Drone Obsessed Jerry is here, right? He's
Yeah, I
saying
saw
hello.
that. We
Okay.
did.
I saw
Saying
that.
hello to
Yeah.
everybody. Cool.
yeah,
So,
good to see you.
I'm actually a pleasant surprise. I was actually going to call you tomorrow, give you the Sunday off, and say, all right, what do you want me to send you to give you material for next Sunday? To fix or something. I don't know. So that was a good surprise, a welcome surprise. Glad you're back.
Yeah, well,
week
I
early.
I kind of missed it, and I got a lot of nice messages from the guys saying that they missed me, and I'm really no less pissed off than I was before, but about everything. In fact, but I kind of come to terms with it. It's just crazy.
It is what it is.
I thought everything in this world was nuts, but it's just even worse than I had imagined. You know, it's kind of like a bad. What's going on is kind of like a bad James Bond movie. you know,
Yeah.
Art, you'll appreciate this. We got George Soros playing the role of Dr. Evil.
Yeah. Ah, there you go.
Yeah, and I mean it's playing out just like you remember that James Bond movie, the one I forget the name of it, but the guy was the big media mogul, and he was using his media companies to create a war between China and the United States by making all these phony headlines. A very prophetic movie, and in the end they blew him up in tremendous flames. So there is hope. There is hope yet, and we'll.
Mr. Rick Halber is saying
see.
hello, Mitch.
Oh, hey Rick, how you doing? Rick,
You heard what happened to this poor guy, right?
Yeah,
He broke an ankle and a toe.
holy, how? I don't even want to
He
know
needs
how
a
that
tow
happened.
truck.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
well, Lloyd sure did Friday.
What happened Friday?
Oh, you didn't hear? He missed doing Greg's show because his truck broke down on the side of the road. He had a blowout in one of the tires.
Oh,
AAA.
Yep, that's what he
Life-
ended up doing. Yep.
life goes on, I suppose.
hmm
Well, the good news for me is that I've been managing to do a lot of flying.
Oh,
Have you?
Wonderful.
Yeah, I've been flying all over the place, and
FPV airplanes or mainly FPV?
yeah. In fact, today, that thing I was showing during the that bouncy looking video that I was showing during the introduction
Oh.
was this little thing.
Oh.
Believe it or not. And
Is that the one that took on water at one time?
yeah, that's the one. I
Yeah.
replaced the
Oh,
camera,
yeah.
and then I also took some conformal coating and completely covered the camera with this goop. So it's
Right.
not going to get wet in there anymore. But the grass is so wet out there at that field where I fly that when this thing lands, it's like landing on a lake. You know, the water just splooshes up into it.
Mitch,
but
have you seen DJI head tracking? Did I mention that already to you? I seen a guy put it in a plane.
Yeah. DJI has the white goggles.
No, it's this little. Andy RC had it a few weeks.
Yeah. That's you're talking about for the FPV. Yeah, there's a little
FPV.
gizmo you just stick down on top of it.
Right.
Yeah, that's been
Surprised
around
you
a
wouldn't.
while.
Oh, really? I'm surprised you wouldn't get
Yeah.
it.
Nah, I don't need that. I have in some of my FPV fixed wings. I have pan and tilt on the front camera, but I do it manually. Now, what a lot of guys don't know is that if you have a pair of the old white DJI goggles and a Mavic Pro or something that it hooks to, that has head tracking built into it.
Yeah.
And you can turn it on in the settings, and
Yep.
as you're flying straight, when you turn your head, the camera, the gimbal will pan up and down and left and right, so you can look all over the place, and it's kind of fun to do when you're flying. Sometimes you get a little confusing if you forget which way the drone is going because you got the camera cocked over. But yeah, you can look all over the place. So if you're one of these people that gets dizzy wearing goggles, you can really get yourself screwed up.
Yeah, I can imagine. I want to say hi to Michael McReynolds. He said hello like 2 or 3 times already.
Oh,
I'm too lazy to type.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It's not easy.
So Rick, are you home from the hospital yet?
I don't think he is. I think he's still in the hospital. I did a live flight yesterday.
Well, I saw that you tried. I told you.
What did you fly?
The Mavic Air 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now Rick's still
I
in the
did
hospital.
it twice. The first time I did it, the phone just went weird. And then I started again. After I'd finished that flight, I came in my office. The first flight was still going. It ran for about 3 hours.
Well, there was nothing on it. It just said live.
It
just said live. Yeah, I've had that happen too. Can't figure out how to shut it off.
But Greg Cooner taught me through it and showed me how to turn it off. And I'm like, oh boy.
Boy, there's been no shortage of live streams lately. Man, everybody's live streaming all the time here. Wow.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get stuck inside.
Mm-hmm. I guess.
DOJ, he'll be right back. I don't know. I guess there's been live streams. I really haven't paid that much attention. I hang out with all the hoodlums.
Rick Halber says, Jody, Mel wants you to call him. All right.
I did release a video today of my RoboMaster.
I saw that, Art.
Yeah.
Yeah, you released it right on top of Mel's live stream when it started. Just the time that I think it was Mel's live stream.
No, a little before.
Was it before or a couple minutes
before? Yeah, it was
before?
about an hour before.
Oh, was it? I didn't get the notification. I got like the 2 notifications, like one after another. Your premiere and then Mel's live stream came boom boom for some stupid reason.
Huh?
Yeah.
Didn't quite work though, Mr. Art.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Anyway, the GoPro 5 is just a little too heavy to put on the turret part.
Yeah.
Of the
on the Robo. Yeah.
Yeah. With the Hero 3 works fine.
I wonder how many of those things they actually sold.
20.
You think how many?
20.
20. I don't know.
I don't see many videos.
No, there's not. There really aren't a lot of RoboMaster videos, and you know if there was a call for them, then
you'd see it out there.
You'd see just a ton.
Mr.
I'll tell you, we're all in the barking up the wrong tree with these drones on YouTube. Cell phones is the place you want to be.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
These cell phone.
Marketing stuff. Okay.
Cell phones. The people who review cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
The Ken Herons of the cell phone world No, the like Ken Herron is one of the biggest reviewers or biggest channels in drones, and Kelly, and these guys put up a video, get a couple thousand views, and the average. The biggest cell phone viewers put up a video, and within 1 week they have 5 million views.
Yeah.
Wow.
5 million. These tech reviewers. This guy Linus Tech Tips and Marcus Brownlee and Mr. Who's the Boss. Have you seen him?
No.
Guy named Aaron. His channel name is Mr. Who's the Boss. He has like just millions of subscribers, and they just review cell phones, and some of them cross over into drones, like this iPhondo guy. But
I've heard of that name.
Not too many of them. But the cell phone reviewers, man, these guys got to be making a fortune. And what's funny is because they're cell phone reviewers, just like the drone companies send our guys all the drones to review, these guys have thousands of cell phones laying around. So they'll make a video like, here's every Galaxy phone. Here's one of every Galaxy phone that's ever been released, still wrapped up brand new in the box. So in this video, we're going to unbox 172 Samsung phones and explore the differences through the how many 5 million views. That's great.
Jeez.
It's crazy. And no FAA to worry about, because if you're reviewing cell phones, you can't break many laws.
Yeah, really. Chris Hope joined us.
I saw that. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
He's having a dickens of a time with those goggles, kind of.
Well, I think we figured it out.
Power. Right?
Yeah, and that's another one of those nebulous things. When you read the instructions for the goggles, it tells you that the goggles he has, I think they use the word probably need to have the power thing. It's probably.
Seriously, in the instructions, or like. Wow.
I think it did. In fact, I have it here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Oh.
So the module
needs
needs
a box,
its own.
but I don't see. I see a box in the green room that says Ken Herron, but it's blank.
Well, that's about right.
Yeah. Nobody there. All right. We'll wait.
Oh yeah, you must be using Wirecast.
Wirecast. Yeah. I see
Where's
your name,
that?
Ken, but I don't see anything in the.
Do you wind
the
up
stream.
Wirecast?
No, I'm not using Wirecast, but I.
No, you must be.
You know what I did do, guys, was I you know that mixer, that voice meter banana or potato thing that I was using.
Yeah.
That was causing problems in my computer all along. So I got rid of that. So right now I'm not using any computerized mixer. I'm just using this little portable, and I can't do anything as fancy as I did before.
Oh.
But I have to find a better, less overhead mixer than that thing. Well, Ken is popping his box is popping in and out here, but this is what I'm getting. So, he must be on a cell phone somewhere.
Hi, bye, Ken. So what are they saying? Is it because it needs to use the E-jumper on one side to the other? So they run.
I got the instructions here somewhere for it. Let's see if I can find it. Cross. Oh, I got.
Jerry's back.
TBS
Mr. Rodney
Fusion,
Bell is in the house. What's up,
manual.
Rodney?
Here it is. Let's. This is the coolest manual that you've ever seen here. This TVS Fusion manual. It's so cool. What's this Adobe sign-in? What the hell is this about?
Mitch, it has to have its own power, or it runs out too soon. That's what he seems to be having an issue with, going black.
Yeah. Hang on a second here. What happened to my? There I am. Oh, this thing is my poor computer. Hang on a second, guys. Let me close this task here so it stops screwing me up. Okay. I was going to try to show you, but evidently it tried to wants me to log into my Adobe Creative Cloud account to use the Acrobat viewer I have on this computer, and for some reason it must have logged me out. I don't want to have to fool with that during the stream, so I won't be able to show you that. But it says in there, it gives you the list of goggles that don't need it. The problem is in these Fat Shark goggles, especially the older ones, the converters that they have that provide the voltage, the 5 volts to the module itself, don't provide enough power, because these newer modules draw a lot more power than the old original ones did. So they give you a little power adapter kit, a cable that runs across to the other side of the goggles, and you got to hook it up somehow. I never owned a pair of Fat Sharks or ever looked at one close up, so I can't tell you how it works. So what was happening, and then Chris went ahead and actually emailed Joshua Bardwell, and he got an answer from him, and Bardwell's answer was, "Yeah, you probably need the adapter." Chris Hope says, "Check my mail." Okay, hang on a second here.
Well, he might be saying that to Rodney.
No,
maybe, I don't know. Rodney, hello, check your email. I'm not sure who he's saying that to.
Ken Hearn says my link is busted. Chris Hope sent me a picture of something.
Oh, okay.
I'll try to find it. But Ken Hearn says my link is busted. So
works for me.
Let me go ahead and.
I think he's busted.
Come on now, be nice to Ken.
I mean, in the nicest way, he's busted.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Let me. You guys just.
Chat amongst yourselves.
Chat amongst yourselves. Let me send Ken the link again, and we'll try it. See what happens. Okay, so let me get the link here, and send it. Okay, all right. So
we'll see what happens.
So we'll see. And Chris Hope sent me an email here. So this is going to be one of those live stream guys. I didn't bring out a whole bunch of stuff. I didn't plan a whole bunch of technical stuff. I know Art wants to. We want to talk about Chris's goggles. Art wants to talk about his little Mobula, which is in pieces. So we'll see if we can't take a look at that.
A Mobula?
Chris Hope sent me something here. Let's see.
Mobula 7.
Wow, where'd you get that?
I got it on Facebook Marketplace.
For how much? Just
what
curious.
The hell?
$70.
What did you send me, Chris? You sent me a picture. Using what?
RDQ had them on sale, 10% off of everything. Brand new. Did it come with batteries?
Chris
sent
me.
Did it come with a charger?
Yep.
Good. All right, Mitch.
Chris, I can't seem to get into that picture that you sent me. Was that?
You sent a video, maybe.
An AVI? Was this? It says.
Joe
Baylock. But it's trying. It wants me to log into my.
Oh.
Unable to access. Yeah. It's trying to access a Google Drive, and this thing just won't. Of course, this thing won't let me get to it because I got a new cell phone here, and I'm not logged in on this phone. I'm not logged into a lot of these different things, like all these cloud drives and everything. I don't know what happened. Ken's trying. Ken's trying to come in with that link, and it's working for you guys, but for some reason it won't work for him.
Maybe he should get closer to Starbucks.
I don't understand, Ken.
Jay Bird Jones said hello. I don't know if he was here before.
Hey, Joe. How you doing, buddy?
Joe Blaylock. Blaylock.
Yeah, Ken had the same problem when I sent him a link to one of my live streams. Yeah, he's...
No go, he says. Do you have Ken? Do you have if you
use his phone.
Firefox and not Google Chrome? A lot of times Google Chrome has problems, but you can use Firefox for it.
I use Google Chrome.
Yeah, I finally settled for the StreamYard stuff. I use Firefox. It seems to work. Seems to work much better. But that's all I'm getting from you, Ken. I see you're connected, but we're not getting. For some reason, it's just.
Mr. Drone Bum Paul has joined us.
Always like to see you.
Thunderbird
Paul?
6 is here.
Oh, he has a Pixel 5.
Thunderbird.
Oh,
6.
is that a Google?
Thunderbird
Yeah,
6.
that's a Google phone.
Ah,
You're using
there
the
you go.
Pixel 5. It should work.
Yeah.
It should work.
hmm
Copy and paste the link. Go to Chrome. Paste it in Chrome.
Joe
and open
Blaylock
it up.
says go incognito, whatever
There
that
you
means. But
No, I copy and when I use a phone, I copy and paste the link. I go to Google Chrome. I paste it
And
in
paste
Google
it in?
Chrome.
yeah,
Yep.
and it
instead of
works.
trying to do it right from your email client, huh?
No, because well,
There he
no, I
is.
won't do it.
Okay, we got him.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
There he, oh, he's playing
He's pinball.
pinball.
Okay, man, look at that.
Really?
All right. Hey, cool. Look at this.
Oh, and there's little Henry licking his butt.
Nice job.
Is this an FPV? Are you wearing goggles, Ken, for this?
Oh, hey, fellas.
Are you wearing goggles? I thought this was an FPV pinball machine.
What's that?
I thought you might be wearing goggles there.
I don't think I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't think I can hear you.
Oh no. Why?
I don't
Because
see you. Do you
Oh,
see
I-
me?
I see a pinball machine.
You're not coming through.
I see a
If you
pinball
can
machine.
see me, you're not coming through on this.
Really? Ah. Screw.
I'll try back.
Okay.
Don't threaten us.
Oh man.
Penumbra of emanations.
Yeah.
That's our secret word tonight.
Oh, here we go. We try it again. Let's see. All right. Can you hear me now?
Is that Art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Art.
Hey, Ken, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Oh, you can hear us
You
now.
want to play a game of the getaway? I'll go first.
Okay.
Here's Carlos.
He asked. I gave an answer.
Oh, I'm good at this.
No.
Woo!
So
I mean,
anyway,
this is something you don't see every day, you know.
Yeah.
Elliot,
did you say this is something you don't want to see
good
every day?
Lord.
No, we always
He's
like
a
to have
pinball wizard.
Ken on our show here.
Am I on? Are we on?
You're on.
Yeah,
Yes, we
he's-
are.
He's
No.
got
I
a
only-
supple wrist.
I only see you, Art. I don't see anybody else.
Oh, well, yeah, well, thank
That's
you.
now
You
that's
know what?
really that's strange.
You are all that matters, really.
Yeah.
Ken, I don't understand how you
Anyway.
can just see art. How you doing, buddy?
Let me see if I can set up a better angle.
Have you been doing any flying?
Am I still on? We still on?
Yep.
Yeah, we're on.
Mhm. Yep.
So it's just me and Art. I see
Yep,
on the television that it's the rest of you too. Let's
Yeah,
open
oh,
this
okay.
one time.
But on the
Yeah.
cell phone, you're only seeing art, huh?
But I only have the. I'll try. Each time I call back, I get one more person. Let me try again.
Why not? Oh well, we're just killing time anyway.
So, Mitch, I'm going to send you my Acrobat eventually.
Oh, hey, speaking of acrobats, man, I flew mine. I flew mine today.
Oh, okay. That's
yeah.
the one with DJI in it, though, no?
Yeah. All right. How about now? Do you see anybody now?
Are we on again?
Yes, we're
Yep.
on again.
Yeah.
I'm here again, but I don't see you. I would have to. I tell you what, I'm gonna. I can't
Just-
hear you on
just
this. I've got
Just
my
pretend
TV
we're
muted.
here.
But I'm gonna play pinball just for Back from the Sky because I know how much he is enjoying it.
He is. Yeah.
And then you just hang up on me when you get bored.
All right.
What's up, Mike
I'm gonna mute you. I'll mute you though, Ken. So
Definitely
we'll
mute
watch.
you.
We'll watch, but we won't listen.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
Mr. Micro Studios.
That's a
joined
good
us.
one right there.
No.
Yeah.
17 million.
This is for Back from the Sky because I know how much you're enjoying this. Whoa,
Oops.
Whoa, look. Yeah.
there you go.
Hang in there, Carlos. We'll get.
All fun for everybody,
It's your
right?
show, my friend.
Woo!
Oh
Oh,
man.
Yes.
Ah.
That
All
was for
right.
Back
Hey,
from
you
the
guys
Sky,
have a great
too.
stream. I can't hear you.
All right, Ken.
I'll see you later.
Good to see you.
Have a good
Thanks
stream.
thanks
Bye.
for stopping by.
I hope that was
Now get out.
Now, yeah.
Love
Love you, mean it.
Love you, mean it. Long time. Yeah.
Love you, mean it.
Maybe Ken is using a Dominion phone. Dominion phone, missing people. You got that right, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh,
got
my
that
goodness.
right. Oh God. So Art, you have a Mobula, and what I mean,
All right, why don't you buy it?
what is
new?
the issue? Yeah, what do you need? What do you need to know
the guy
about it?
said
So
it was never. It was new in the box, never flown.
well,
I think
obviously
what he
it's
did
never been
was-
flown. It's in 100 pieces.
Yeah, I think he
Wait
was
a minute.
trying to do beta flight or something on it, and took it apart. I mean, jeez.
That's what you get, Art, for
Eh.
buying used crap from people.
I don't
like that.
understand. $20 more, you get a new one.
Yeah,
But,
you get a
Art,
brand
Are there
new
any
one.
scratches on it, Art? Do you see any marks, scuffs?
Nope, I don't.
I bet I know what happened, Mitch.
Hold
He
it
was-
up.
he was
Let
trying-
me see. Hold it up.
The person was trying to bind it, and,
Trying to get to the receiver.
and he took it apart and put it back together. Couldn't put it back together. I just bought one of those.
So
Art, you can do it with the CLI command. All you got to he put a different antenna on that too. That antenna is not stock. You see the little
yeah,
the black
that's-
one? No,
Yeah,
the
I
other
see
one,
it.
the lollipop. That
Oh, no,
that
that's
one.
the
That's
speaker.
not stock. You said that speaker?
That's the buzzer.
that's a buzzer.
That's a buzzer. That big huge thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now,
Really?
do they come with buzzers, or did you?
Yes. Yes, it has a buzzer.
Art
Yeah.
Joe Blaylock's got some drones he wants to sell you. He says, "Let's make a deal." Only flown by a little old lady around the church steeple on Sunday.
To get her mail at the corner.
Yeah. Oh man.
So that's just
At any
are all
rate,
the-
Art,
are all the
that might
crews
be a
there?
challenge. That might be a challenge for you, Art.
Yeah. It's got
Because
these
of the
little rubber things.
and tiny
on it.
and
grommets.
tiny little screws and. Do
All right,
you
I'm
have
just
any?
curious. Is there a little TPU square included? Something that looks. Oh, let me get mine. Give me a second.
Oh, what
Now,
the
is
heck?
that a 6 or a 7?
7.
It's a 7.
That's a 7.
And this is the board on it, and I think what it does, it mounts down, and the camera is in the little hood thing, and
Did he give you all the screws?
I
Rubber
saw some
hope.
screws in there. Hey, now we have hope.
But he's not smiling.
Hey,
he's
Chris,
smiling now.
he's got a pair of fat sharks there.
I got
So
burn a hole in it.
My-
got a hole in it. So
Now I'm trying to fish the wire from one side to the other.
oh, okay. Do you know where the wire goes? Okay,
I do.
and you know I went and I went over that manual again, and it did say that the Wi-Fi does use power, so maybe just turning off the Wi-Fi would have been all you needed to do.
Well, I'm in it now. I'm going for the gusto, buddy.
Go for it. But I'm glad to hear that your drone survived. Your quad survived the.
Yeah. I haven't flown it
the
yet. but
batteries that you
it fired up all right.
Nice.
How many batteries did you get with it, Art?
Should be 4.
4.
250s, yeah.
No extras?
Well, it was supposed to come with 4, and then it's got this little guy. If you just want to use one battery, rather
yeah.
than using 2 batteries.
I suggest
Yeah.
not doing it. Doesn't fly that well.
On one battery. That might be for in the house there. You might be
Yeah.
okay.
Might.
First starting out.
You know what? As a matter of fact, Art, you have Tinyhawk batteries, right?
Yes, I do.
I think you can slip a 450 in there with the jumper, but it's a little tricky to secure. So keep that in mind.
Yeah,
That battery tray allows
well,
you to put a 450 in there.
I do have this little gadget.
Let me see. That's the one I was talking about. That you need to put in between the cradle where the batteries go, and you put one on top of the other.
Oh, okay.
So don't lose that.
Oh.
That's important, Art.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the idea that they even
Now,
do
did
it that
yours?
way.
You have a Mobula 7?
Yeah,
Carlos?
I just got it today.
Does yours come with a buzzer in it?
Yeah, but
Okay, so
nothing
that
I mean, no way it's going to fit in this little thing.
well, you sure it isn't buried down in there somewhere?
I can't imagine the buzzer that size in here. Anything's possible, Mitch. Anything. I don't know.
Because I can't imagine that the guy was actually trying to solder a buzzer. Art, does that where that buzzer's
thought it was an
soldered onto
antenna.
the board? Art, where that buzzer's soldered onto the board, does it look like a factory
Nope,
solder job, or does
doesn't
it look like it
it's-
was kludged up?
He soldered it on there. Nope.
You say it doesn't look like he soldered it on, or it does?
So, okay. Trying to think of how this thing is oriented in here. Where is that? That other. Okay.
Joe Biden broke his foot playing with his dog. Newsflash by Ray Kelly.
Really?
That's what he just said. He's probably going to get an infection, and Kamala's going to be the president next week. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm sorry. I don't even want to get into that. Captain Ray Kelly. What's the?
No, broke his foot today playing with his dog. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. It's going to be, if nothing else, it's going to be a very dramatic and entertaining period of time. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember way back when the COVID thing first hit, the stock market tanked. Remember, it tanked
for a little bit.
When COVID tanked, it a little bit. It
Oh,
went down
no, that's
30%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went on and made a prediction that by June the 1st it'd be up in record territory again.
Well, you were late 3 months.
I was wrong, but I was also right that it was a gigantic overreaction.
Is it still over 30?
Well, it's 29.
Yeah, but
30,
it has
something like that.
There's no connection to the actual economy behind that stock market.
Well,
that's a whole nother story.
The point I'm trying to make is I'm going to make a prediction right now, and you guys can laugh at me.
Okay.
And that's all I'm going to say on the subject, and I don't want to get into the whys and the wherefores. But I believe this is going to be tough for you guys to swallow, that Trump is going to pull this off.
Oh, you know why? Because he hasn't conceded yet.
Not just he hasn't conceded. I think he's going to pull it off. I think that
By
he
votes?
is going. I think that he is going to be the president for the next 4 years, and the country will go friggin' out of its mind. But I think based on, and I've been looking at a lot of it, I think based on the numbers, the statistics, the evidence, that he won this election in a landslide. And the fraud and cheating was just not only enormous, but so obvious that anybody that understands anything about statistical analysis has to know that from all angles, that there's no way that Biden won all this crap. And I believe that it's going to end up in the Supreme Court.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And
yeah, but
I believe
if it goes to the Supreme Court, then it goes to the House of Representatives.
Well, keep in mind that, and there's a lot of stuff that people don't understand about how the president gets elected. The House of Representatives, it doesn't matter that the Democrats have more representatives than we do.
Yeah, it goes
What
by
matters
state.
in the House of Representatives is the representatives from each of the states that are affected. And in the swing states that these votes are being counted, the Republicans do have the majorities in the House of Representatives.
Right.
So what happens is, no matter what the states actually certify, when all these court cases are done, and they've actually proved with a preponderance of the evidence that there was colossal cheating.
It's happened twice before, Mitch. What you're saying?
Yeah, that we'll find out if the Republicans, that these elected Republicans have any guts or not. I mean, but I think that just because the mainstream media isn't letting any of this information out, and Google and Facebook and Twitter are suppressing everything that makes any sense, the facts are facts and reality is reality, and it's still gone up through the courts. Everybody celebrated when the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned, ruled in favor against Trump. Remember? Right. All the headlines. Pennsylvania. Well, 2 weeks ago, anybody who understands the law knew that in order to appeal it to the Supreme Court, they had to overturn it. So this is just part of an expected progression of events. But if you listen to the way the media portrays it,
I want to say hi to Mr. Steve Mack, who joined us and said
oh,
hello to
hey
everyone.
Steve, how you doing? Yeah,
There's quite a few people that agree with you.
Yeah, I think no. I mean, and I guess in part it's wishful thinking, but not just wishful thinking, but
no, but there's legal
justice thinking. The reality of it is there's no way Joe Biden got 80 million votes. No way Joe Biden got 10 million more votes than Obama got. He didn't campaign.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Trump got 10 million more votes this time than last time. And he lost, and everybody down ballot from Trump won, but he lost. You're telling me that Republicans went in there and voted for all Republicans except Trump and then voted for Biden? Find me one of those Republicans. Nobody's shown me any of them yet. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that in 68 seconds at 2 o'clock in the morning, Biden wins Pennsylvania when he's down by 800,000 votes with 85% of the vote counted. Doesn't make any sense. So I think that it's going to come out, but I don't put anything past these crooks that are everywhere today.
They're a bunch of crooks.
Well, they are. I mean, I've never seen such criminal stuff, and I've been disappointed, and that's one of the reasons why I've been so disappointed.
How do they get away with it, though, Mitch? If they're
but that's just
and everybody knows it. How do they get away with it?
I mean, they still haven't. I mean, look what they did to Trump with this Russiagate and Hillary, and none of those people even ever get anything. Yet poor Michael Flynn, who did nothing, they want to put him in jail.
When Clinton said, "I did not have sex with that woman," did he ever say that in court, like under
What he said was, remember I told you about interpretation when I first came on? What he said was, I never had sexual relations with that woman.
Right.
Now, is a blowjob sexual relations? How would you define it?
I would.
It's not.
No?
No. That's not relations. Relations, is relations. And so... But what did he else? What else did Clinton say? It depends on what the definition of the word is. Come on.
That's like the gal that asked, "What are those golf tees for?"
Oh, that's the joke that I told.
Monica Lewinsky
don't steal my
cured
joke.
Cancer. Monica Lewinsky could cure cancer, but she's going to be lifelong remembered for it. Unbelievable, that poor lady.
Yeah.
Well, it's also sick, but the thing that has disappointed me the most is that somewhere at the base of all of this crap, there has got to be something that you can count on or believe in, Did
you see what Mike Roche wrote?
As long as I'm not giving it. There's got to be something you can believe in. And we used to think that, well, we the people, at least we can vote, right?
Right.
And now it turns out that we may as well live in Venezuela. We may as well live in a third world country. We may as well live in Africa.
It's getting us.
Where they have an election and one guy gets 100% of the vote. And nobody dares to stand up and say anything, or else they're going to get shot. Well, we're headed to that if we keep going in this direction.
Yep. That's true.
Unbelievable. And
Mitch, are you guys still on lockdown, kind of, or not really?
No, we're not. We haven't been on lockdown. No, nothing.
So everybody's free and doing their thing.
Yeah, everybody's running around. Restaurants are open.
New York.
Masks are worn voluntarily.
People wear masks. Yeah, people wear masks
voluntarily.
Now. There are places and stores and establishments that they have a policy for their place that, like Sam's Club and most grocery stores, is it says, mask required for entry. But that's not the government telling you that. That's the business, and they're entitled to set the rules for their own property.
That's right.
I mean, I can put a sign on my door that tells you what the rules are before you can come in my house. No shoes in my house. You don't want to abide by my rules, stay the hell out of my house.
Yeah.
But no, our governor here in Florida has always been pretty realistic.
They're talking about shutting down New York again.
Well, of course they are. Of course they are.
But it makes no sense. It's going to be terrible. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still going to go to work, but people not only not going to go to work, but the subways aren't collecting money. There's no tax revenue anywhere.
Do you have little masks for the fish? Do you put little fish masks on?
They're underwater. They don't.
Hello, Mark A.
Hey, Mark A. Hello, comrades. Yeah, that's about it.
Where is drone
Not far from wrong.
Jerry live? There's no. In Texas. Never mind.
Yeah.
Less going into public buildings yeah.
I wear my. I heard today that
Catcher's mask. I like that one.
I heard today they were talking on the news that you hear so many different stories about whether these masks are effective and how. And today they're talking about the cotton masks. Everybody's wearing these cotton masks.
Yeah.
And so they had a thing on the morning news, and they said if you can see light through the mask, it's not going to do you any good. And it also said that you should wash these masks once every couple of months at least. Seriously, they actually said that.
Months.
Why
can't you just
they need to be washed once every couple of months.
Yeah. Oh, and here in Colorado, our governor and first dude have COVID.
Who cares?
They're
of course, because
wear the damn mask.
None of them obey the laws. The laws are for us peons.
Oh, you know what? Our mayor here in Denver, he's telling us to stay home and don't gather in large crowds. And then he gets
Is that the guy that got caught on an airplane to go see his mother and his wife and his? I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, the rules aren't for them. Hey, Chris, you're back. Okay.
It's just for us little people.
Well, it's the same thing with the Green New Deal as they take their private jets to the next Green New Deal meeting.
So none of this is new. They used to just hide it better. Now it's just all out. It's all out in the open. So
hey, Chris, I have some
Mr.
good
Rigor
news.
Mortis is here, and he says Canada.
The Cowboys
is
didn't lose today.
Yeah, and England is locked down too.
Yep, England and a lot of Western Europe is locked down. Yep,
unbelievable.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Well, look.
I think they're testing people. That's my Greece.
Well, they are, of course.
In Greece, you have to text before you leave.
They basically said.
But Duga FPV says that after 1 o'clock you can't go out, and that's 1 p.m. They have lockdowns. He can't.
Here in Denver, they got curfew, 10 p.m. to 5 a.m.
They do that in Newark, New Jersey, but they should do that anyway. That place is.
Mark's got a good point. All these people that are dying we're dying anyway. And the numbers, they're trying to. There's an agenda behind this. That. And there's probably thousands of different. Everybody's got different agendas for this. Some people, but this nonsense of showing the death count on CNN.
Como land.
Running death count every day.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of when.
Quick hello to Indigo Rhino. What's up,
Indigo
Rhino?
Yeah.
And
I would be interested. I would be interested to know what the death rate from non-COVID related deaths are compared to what they are normally. So many people are going to die every year. I mean, that's just a given.
In general, yeah.
Yeah, people die. I did the math one time, and it's actually pretty shocking when you think about it. I'm gonna get my calculator on my cell phone up here. Let's see, where's my calculator? I think
600,000 people die of cancer every year.
Here we go. Okay, there's 350 million people in this country, so that's 350,000,000. 350 million people in this country with an average lifespan of 78 years. So we're going to divide that by 78, and that's going to give us 4,487,000 people die every year, and roughly 4,487,000 people are born, if the population is. But if 1/78 of the you follow my logic, 1/78 of the population dies every year. So in 78 years, theoretically, most of the people that are alive today will be gone or on their way out. The average age is 78. Some died before, some after, but so 4,487,000 people die in this country every year.
Wait, country or
country? In this country, 4 million. Let's divide that by 12. And that means that 373,000 people a month die in this country. Mm-hmm. Just from from attrition. There have not been 373,000 COVID related deaths yet. Yeah. And this is a month. 373,000 people die every month. Okay? Mm-hmm. So what's happening is, I heard somebody say that it's almost 9 out of 10 of the deaths that they are basically are in the COVID numbers are people that would have died anyway as part of the 1/78th of the population that dies every year. So the real COVID deaths are down more in the numbers of what a bad flu season might be, and maybe not even that much. So what's happening is, all of a sudden, if they're compiling these statistics and they see that they say the death rates are down, because they're attributing all the deaths to COVID. So the non-COVID related deaths are almost non-existent now.
Hey, Chris, you look like Monica Lewinsky for a minute. Just saying.
I thought you'd like it. That's why I did it, Carlos. You was having such a flashback there. I didn't want you to forget.
You're right, Mike. You're right. Follow the money. Mm-hmm. Anyway, on another subject, how many of you guys will actually take the vaccine when they come out with it?
After you get yours, I'll be right in line.
Hey, it might make me grow.
I'm not getting it.
You never know, Art. You never know.
Yeah.
That's another thing is, if you're I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a fact theorist. I mean, I don't need to call something a conspiracy when there's evidence that it really happened. It's not a conspiracy. Mm-hmm. It's the truth. I probably will take the shot. I don't think it's going to hurt you. I don't think it could really hurt you. I take all the shots.
Did you hear that they found that it's more effective by accident with the half dose than the double dose? Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear that.
They said that it's 90% more effective with a single dose, and by accident they found that out because they gave people double dose and it wasn't as effective.
Well, somehow, but that's what trials are for. But I mean, I took a shingles vaccine, without a doubt, because I know people that have had shingles, and I don't ever want to get that. And so far, no shingles. I get the pneumonia, all the shit when you turn 65, they tell you should get the pneumonia shots. I take a flu shot every year, and I don't get sick. So, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, but you're pretty healthy, other than your cigars.
Chris Mehop says, ejected from a car, hit brick wall, head eaten by an alligator, has COVID, died from COVID. Yeah, that's,
my goodness. Mm-hmm. Poor guy.
Well, did you hear also that hospitals collect money because of COVID? Hospital,
of course they do. There's so many people getting rich and so many people getting ruined in this thing, and I don't know if it's a zero.
I think it's just fear mongering. They're really trying to work their way into people's brains.
It's about control. It's always been about control.
Definitely.
By governments. That's not what our country.
Much of the service industry out of business, so then they'll be dependent on entitlements.
Yeah, look at the port cruise ship industry. Yeah. Can you imagine how much money they're losing with the amount of the investments they have in those ships of theirs? Holy.
Any of you guys heard of UBI, Universal Basic Income?
Oh, I've heard. Yeah, they're always floating that around.
Yeah, watch that one. Pay attention. Yeah. World Economic Forum, Health Organization. Crazy people.
I'm still convinced that you can't overturn an election that was stolen. This business about Trump's overturning the election. The election was a fraud. How can you overturn a fraud? You can't steal something that's been stolen already. You can only recover it. You know, you're not stealing. If somebody comes to my house and steals my watch, and I go back and I go get it back, I haven't stolen it. I have recovered it. And I think that Trump should recover this thing. There you go, Chris. What am I looking at?
I got the ribbon run through the goggles.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I hope it works. I'll tell you that, you know, I hope it's worth it. That really is a great module. So, just make sure you have it set to the. You don't have it set to the legacy mode, Chris, because that just gives it diversity. You want to have it in the mode where it combines the images from the two antennas. What else did I want to say? I guess we probably have to talk a little bit about Mikey, because everybody else is.
Oh.
I can't believe that people are actually giving him money. Are people nuts? They're like,
no, they're not. Look, no, they're not nuts. Look, I think
that's dumb.
I have my opinion on it too. And
Mike just went on.
For no purpose necessary, all for valid at participating locations, void where prohibited. No animals were harmed during the production of this soundboard. Subject to change without notice. Side effects include dry mouth, occasional pig snort or two, sore stomach, teary eyes, achy jaws, and whatever tingles well. Laughing heart.
Okay, that's my disclaimer. Comes before my opinion.
I'm going to abstain. I'm just going to listen.
Okay. Let me just a lot of guys might disagree with me, a lot of guys do. I know Joshua Bardwell was on today. I watched him and he came down pretty hard on Mike. He was basically, and then after he almost kind of talked himself out. After a little while he was talking himself into rooting for the guy, you know what I mean? And there are some people in the world you just want to smack him in the head and go, stupid. Hey, you know, stupid. But you still love them.
Yep.
And you don't want to see their life ruined. Unfortunately, there are guys out there for some reason, and there's a lot of guys on YouTube. A lot of these people are just downright mean, miserable, evil people. These trolls, these people that report you to government agencies for nothing, or because they don't like you, you know.
Drone you.
Yeah, those kind of people.
The Karen.
They just the Karens. They just don't. And Bruce over there in Australia or New Zealand, XJet. He's been going around with the CAA over there. Same thing. He's got this woman that keeps reporting him, and you know these agencies, when they get a report, they have to do something with it.
Right.
They have to do something. They can't. You know, they're chartered to investigate these things. It's like, you know, you call the police because your neighbor is killing his wife. The police can't just say, we're not interested. They have to do something. That report is generated, and it has to come to some kind of a conclusion. And the FAA is the same. So shame on people. It's bad enough that you give somebody a thumbs down on a video. Okay, big deal. But to turn somebody over. Now, as far as Mike goes, he actually, I've watched him fly. He's a good pilot, and for all intents and purposes, I think he's a relatively safe pilot. Flies over roofs, but yeah, he does. You can't fly around a city like Philadelphia without flying over cars. Yeah. There's a street every 300 feet. There's a street. You know, you just can't do it. So there's no doubt. And then this argument about in furtherance of a business, and whether it's Part 107 or not Part 107, and all of that, like I started out with, is just up for interpretation.
Oh, and flying over 400 feet too.
Well, flying over 400 feet close to a building, where you're not 400 foot, where you're under 400 feet over the top of the building, is legal if you're a 107. Not legal if you're a recreational. Okay, flying at night is legal if you're recreational. Not legal if you're 107 unless you have a daytime waiver. The rules are so convoluted with these two different classes, and then you throw into what constitutes a 107 flight, and just the fact that it appears on YouTube. And then I heard Mel actually come out with an explanation and saying, that it's a 107 flight if it's in furtherance of Google's business, but not the pilot's. Now, I wouldn't put it past some FAA employee to interpret it that way. But when somebody says that I am doing something in furtherance of a business, they better be talking about my business. Okay? Because if they're talking about everybody, that my actions are in furtherance of somebody else's business, then I got news for you guys. Every drone flight in the entire world is in the furtherance of somebody's business. How about the guy that made the motors for the drone? How about DJI? I mean, you fly a drone, it's in furtherance of DJI's business. I don't believe that's the intent of the law that says in furtherance of a business. I think if you make no money and you have no official business entity and you're a non-monetized YouTube channel, anybody would be hard pressed to nail you with doing something in furtherance of a business that doesn't exist. Even if Google's benefiting, even if Google is running your ads, because when you go on Facebook, they're running ads on your shit. Everybody's capitalizing on your stuff, but you're not making any money. And if you're not paying taxes and you're not having W-2s filed or 1099s, and you're not, and you're not getting paid a dime, you're not in the drone business. So your drone flight was not furthering your business. That's my interpretation.
Stingray was asking, was he making money from YouTube? Stingray
but see, that's where Mikey got nailed, because the minute he got monetized, and the minute he started getting 3 cents or 5 cents or 20 cents of ad revenue on a video, then the FAA is righteous. It was in further of a business. But what it all boils down to, not the absurdity of the rules or the nitpickiness of them, or the absurdity of just the sheer level of the fines that they're levying. Imagine if a traffic ticket cost you.
Has he been warned before, though?
He has had discussions with them. None of us know if he's been warned. But let's talk about violating the law, because that's where we all have to be careful. Okay. And I don't want to give the FAA any ideas, and I don't think they'd be watching my tiny little stream, but you never know. But there's not one of us, including all the employees of the FAA, that don't break some motor vehicle law every day. Going 72 miles an hour in a 70-mile-an-hour zone, you're breaking the law.
I'm guilty.
Legally, the law is the law. And if they wanted to write you up a ticket for going 2 miles over the speed limit, they could do it and get away with it, and it's the law. Okay? So none of us goes through a single day where we don't break some motor vehicle law. Maybe we didn't come to a complete stop at the corner. Maybe our wheels were just rolling a little bit.
I've gotten those.
Against the law. You get a cop that had a bad fight with his wife that morning, you're getting a ticket.
Or even a camera, Mitch.
Yeah. So none of us are breaking those laws. Okay, so now we're flying our drones. And there's a 400-foot ceiling, okay? So
Drone Shots wrote, it's not a law, it's a rule.
Yeah, well, what's the difference really in this day and age? A rule is a law. If they can fine you for it, may as well be a law. That's a big problem in our society, is that there's too many people making too many rules that aren't elected. They can't be fired, and the power just goes, the power of their position just goes right to their heads.
I personally think he didn't really care.
No, I don't know
much. I didn't watch him a lot.
I actually think, I disagree with you, Carlos. I actually think that he was careless. Okay, I think he was careless. I think that how you interpret this in furtherance of a business stuff. But basically what the FAA has is a lot of excuses to go after people for things that really don't hurt anybody. And unfortunately, that's just the system that we are. So what do we do about it? What we do about it is, don't show yourself breaking the rules on YouTube.
Yeah,
monetized or not. Just don't show yourself.
Criminals rob each other. I mean, rob people, and they put it on Facebook, and they wonder why they get caught.
Yes,
don't put the telemetry.
Don't put the telemetry that shows your altitude or shows, because let's face it, unless you got a spotter with a walkie-talkie all along the route, any one of these range tests is breaking the law. It's out of sight. Okay? How about when you fly behind a tree? Carlos, how about when you go around a tree for that instant that you're behind the tree trunk? You're breaking the law.
What, line of sight law?
Your drone is not in sight, it's behind a tree.
No, because I'm looking at it through the...
No, you're not. When it's for that instant that it's hidden by the tree trunk as it's going around the backside.
Oh, you mean that blip in the goggles?
Yeah, you're breaking the law. So how nitpicking do you want to do? Joe Blaylock says that's what video editing is for. Yeah, so don't do it live. Don't do a live stream.
Yeah, but he was kind of doing it in people's faces. Like, I don't know. There was a certain...
That's his thing. That's his thing.
I understand, and that's why he's in the position he's in.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
If you looked...
I have nothing against the guy personally, but I don't think...
Carlos, if you were to look at all of the infractions, it really, most of them are subjective. Reckless flying. What does that mean?
Reckless driving? I don't know, changing
reckless
lanes
flying.
times?
I mean, if somebody with a Mavic is reckless flying, what the hell are some of these FPV flights that we do?
Ridiculously reckless flying.
Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, what is, they still haven't defined the laws. And then in actuality, they still haven't finalized the 107 laws, and we're still really legally working under Part 101 anyway. So,
Mitch, if that's the case, then they really have no grounds to fine them.
They have the grounds to do anything they want, and you have the opportunity to spend $100,000 on lawyers to defend yourself. Unfortunately, that's the way this works. Avoid this. I've always said this. Just avoid this system. Yep. Do whatever you got to do to stay out of the system. You don't want your name in the system. You don't don't want to be involved because you can't win. Yeah, don't fly through train cars like Nurk. Well, they fined him, and you know what? If you're going to have fines, make the fines proportionate to what you did wrong. Okay, you go out on the highway, you go 100 miles an hour. Okay, weaving and endangering people's lives, and you get a $300 ticket. You fly a drone at 401 feet, you get a $1,500 ticket. Where's the equity? Unfortunately, they have the power to do whatever the hell they want, levy whatever amount of fines they want. That's revenue for them. How should Mike proceed with this? Throw his ass on their mercy and stop swearing at him on live streams. That's going to get him a long way. He went on a live stream and getting, unfortunately, they have the power to do this kind of stuff, and you got to stop. You can't be a tough guy with these people. You have to act like you're sorry. You have to act like you've learned your lesson, and all you got to do, that's all they want. You go into these people and basically say, write a letter or sit down with them, and show them that. Make them think, that you really have learned something by this. And maybe this is an opportunity for me to use my influence in the drone community to help spread this education around, and then it becomes a positive for everybody. And then as you walk out of the FAA's office, you turn around and you go like this, and then you be happy. But while you're in there in front of them, you have to behave and you have to play their game.
Maybe you can have a talk with Philly and tell him. Just when you walk out of FAA, turn around and pretend it blew up. Remember,
it's just you can't. Drone Shot says, I think you can win. You can win. You might be able to win, but then I heard somebody else point out that the judges that hear these hearings are FAA people. So it's stacked. The deck is stacked against the poor average guy. Only thing we can do about it is A, not post drone flights on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sure way of doing it. Number two, when you do post a drone flight, make sure that the basic rules are covered. Just the basics. Yep. And there's very few basic rules in drone flying. Number one is don't fly past line of sight.
Yep.
So don't be posting any videos saying, I flew my Mavic Mini 7 miles out. Unless in that video, like Ken Aaron does when he does a range test, he makes a big point out of showing he's got a guy here with a walkie-talkie, he's got a guy on the other with a walkie-talkie. Hey, Bob, you see it? Yeah, I see it now. Okay, let me know when it's gone, and the next guy sees it. And so he's got it covered. He's covering his ass in the evidence that they would use against him if they were going to prosecute him for that.
Mm-hmm.
So don't fly it out of line of sight, and if you do fly it out of line of sight, don't brag about it on YouTube.
And don't fly over 400.
Don't
AGL.
fly over 400 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fly over people and cars. And if you do, don't put it in your YouTube videos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I almost hate to say that the biggest rule violation is flying with goggles on without a spotter.
Say that again, Mitch. I missed the first part.
Flying with goggles without a spotter.
What about that?
It's a violation. It's against the law.
Mm-hmm.
What law? An FAA
law. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
If you're wearing goggles, you got to have a spotter.
Yep. Yeah.
Now,
who,
Carlos?
Seriously, who?
We all know that you and I never do that, do we?
No. But I'm curious. Yeah. Who actually is out there enforcing FAA laws? Really, nobody, right? Like they don't.
No, they're not out looking for it.
Yeah.
But when some troll who doesn't like you from your channel,
Karen.
No, I'm going to get even with this guy. The girl who accuses a guy of rape because she doesn't like him and ruins his life. Mm-hmm. Even if he's innocent, his life is now ruined. Like the employee that accuses the boss of sexual harassment when it never happened.
Can you patent pen a form, like a form to fill out? Can that be patented?
Here's the problem that you have, Carlos, and the problem.
I want to patent what do they call that? A permission slip to have
permission,
consent form.
Yeah, and then not only that, a consent form, and maybe like a T-shirt with a red light, green light, and the yellow, so that the person knows what to do. The girl will give him
it's absolutely ridiculous. But here's the problem. Everybody says, "Well, I'll just take him to court," or you can't.
The American way.
You can't afford to take anybody to court. A lawyer won't even look at you without a $10,000 retainer minimum just to write a letter these days.
That's not what the commercials say, Mitch.
No, that's accident. That's personal injury lawyers. They're just bounty hunters and hired guns. They're not out defending people that have really been screwed. They're using people's misery to earn small commissions for themselves and disappoint most of these people in the long run. But once you get in the system, getting out of it is life altering. I've been there myself. I'll tell you a little story if I'm not boring the hell out of you.
Once upon a time,
Mitch had a computer company and sold a lot of stuff. Millions and millions of dollars worth of stuff, kids. And some people who came in to buy stuff from me were actually other people that were in the business. So they filled out a sales tax exemption card for me, and then I could sell them stuff without having to collect sales tax because they're a business and they're collecting the tax at the end. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, one day I get a nice little, cheery little note from the Florida Department of Revenue saying, we've decided we're going to do a sales tax audit of your company.
Right.
And I was collected and paid my sales taxes every month. A lot of it. 5 figures, 6 figures, I mean, tons of money every month. And what they do is they audit you for 5 years. 5 years. But they come in and you have to have 5 years worth of your books ready for them to look at. But they don't look at 5 years worth of books. They pick 1 month. And they audit that 1 month.
Oh, and
whatever they find, they multiply times 60.
No.
So they came in because they assumed that this 1 month is indicative of all the months. So it's a luck of the draw. So they pick a month and they look in and they find that this one guy that had a sales tax exemption card with me bought a bunch of stuff that month. Bunch of stuff. And I didn't charge him any tax. Well, they went and looked into this guy's business and found out that he just made it up. It wasn't a real business. So the sales tax exemption card that he gave me was a counterfeit, was a fraud. And the number that he wrote down on it wasn't a real number. So then they said to me, you are now obligated to pay the sales tax on all that he should have paid times 60.
Wow.
They sent me a letter just like they sent Mikey, only the number on my letter made Mikey's number look like an afternoon at Wendy's.
Hello, Bob Casey.
It was high 6 figures, almost $1 million with the penalties and the interest and all that stuff. So if anybody knows how Mike felt getting that letter, I can tell you the heart-stopping experience of opening a letter from a government agency that says, you owe us almost $1 million. Wow. And I mean, that was it. I didn't have $1 million just to cough up. And it wasn't $1 million in taxes I didn't collect. It's just that 1 month that they looked at, he bought a ton of shit from me. He hardly ever bought anything else. So I said to them, that's absurd. I said, there's no way I could have not collected $1 million in sales tax. I'm using $1 million because it was close today. They said, well, rules are rules. That's the law. I said, well, that's absurd. Mm-hmm. I said, first of all, it wasn't, I didn't, at any rate, I ended up, I didn't scream, I didn't yell. I called a lawyer and they told me there's not much they can do because if you go into court and start arguing the law, they actually have the law on their side. You actually have to argue humanity with them. You have to actually get into their conscience and...
You could have set precedents.
No. Long story short, if it isn't too late for that, I met with him a couple times. We went over everything that happened. I said, look, I should have known better. I should have checked this guy's number. I said, look, here's a stack of all the other wholesalers that I deal with, and I've gone back and checked, and every other one of them is legitimate, and I never had any problems. Like, wait, long story short, I settled for $15,000.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, I settled for $15,000, and if Mike handles and when they send you these things, when they first sent me this thing, I called them on the phone, and their first thing to me was, oh, the guy who wrote that proposal doesn't work here anymore.
Yeah.
That's what always happens to you. So then you got to start all over again with some new person. Well, fortunately, I got and I almost always hate to get women in this case because they hate men anyway, and they want to nail you just because you're a man. The hell with if you did anything wrong. But I got a really nice woman on the deal, and I treated her with respect. And
good.
You got to tell them, look, I know you're only doing your job. We appreciate you got to blow a lot of smoke up their skirts, and you got to mean it in a certain way, and in a certain way you do mean it, when you're talking about safety. None of us wants to hurt people or do anything dangerous, but to be nailed on tiny little technicalities or interpretations of laws that by people who really don't even understand the rules themselves. That's half the problem is the people enforcing these laws don't know what they're like. A cop that comes up to you and says, you can't fly a drone here.
Book. Yeah.
Well, you can fly a drone here, Mr. Policeman, but you can't be nasty to the cop. You have to,
explain.
Be reasonable. And if he makes you go away, you go away. You're going to lose. You're always going to lose in those kind of situations. Unless
I have a police officer friend. He goes, I pull you over. I can find something. I'll find something to pull you over.
So, as far as protecting ourselves, just be careful what you post on YouTube. If you do these live streams, there's nothing that you guys do on these live streams that can be construed as illegal, 107 or not. The sun rises, you take the drone straight up, you look at the sun for a while, you bring the drone straight down. Unless you're flying in restricted airspace, you're fine. Nothing.
I think I saw Chris potentially endangering a fish when he was flying over water. Looks good.
All right, he's got it. Is it done?
Smoke test.
Uh-oh.
He's going to plug it in.
Where does it plug into? Does it plug into the to the battery?
Yeah, you didn't seem to put it together, but that ribbon cable goes through.
Yeah. Where does it go when it comes out the other side?
And it's got in this pocket right here, Mitch. There's a spot on this board for power. So they have made a little adapter that comes with a fusion module.
Okay.
Well, don't lose it. I might need it. And you just fish it through here, and on the diversity module, it's got the same.
Now you got to
setup.
plug it in, and if we see your face covered in smoke here, we'll know that you.
Yeah. Or sparks.
Hey, all right. Okay.
There you go.
You're in business. You're in business. Okay.
We shall see. Now I gotta go power up the drone.
That's right,
for a minute.
Steve Mack.
Bob Casey, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, my friend.
Yes, Mr. Bob Casey in the house. Look how fancy, Chris. Boy, he's in it.
Well, let's just get anything.
He's in it.
Power up the Tinyhawk, man.
Yeah, I'm just go turn on my big bird.
Oh, the big bird. You got the props off of it? No.
No, hell no.
He wants to do an edge.
You take the fun out of it, Mitch, when you try to be safe.
Yeah, I guess. At any rate, that's yeah.
Mitch, you reminded me of a story of back when I was doing stand-up comedy. Whenever I'm out on the road, I always do live auditions at clubs on my way through the area. And you remind me of that, where I'll do an audition, the guy will, oh, you were funny, give me a call in 3 weeks. Call him back 3 weeks later, and I get whoever's working the desk, oh, so-and-so's not here anymore.
Oh.
He probably knew he gave that 2-week notice.
I've had that happen to me with so many. The IRS, I had an audit going on once with the IRS, and the same thing happened. I thought I had it all settled. The guy was supposed to send me the final report. Never heard anything. Month 2 later, all of a sudden I get another letter from somebody that I don't know, like I was starting all over again. So I call him up, and I finally get a hold of him. I said, "What happened to so and so?" "Oh, he's not here anymore."
Don't they take notes? Don't they put stuff down?
They're supposed to, but they're sloppy, and Don't trust your life to government employees.
That stuff drives me
I don't know how it stays. It's working. All right, see if it continues to work after.
I just leave it on for.
Yeah, but be careful, Chris. Be careful you don't overheat the video transmitter.
Yeah, I don't think he has low power. I don't think he has low power disarm for some reason.
It's 50 degrees in the shop, so I got a little time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what I do is a lot of times I'll set the thing down. I got a little fan here. I'll aim it at it and just blow air over it.
Well, I got that too. As a matter of fact, I'll just do that.
Yeah, but hopefully that'll solve the problem and you'll be back in business.
I hope so.
Yeah. And not only in business, but you got a terrific module there.
I hope so. Will it make them fly better?
Well, I'll tell you, when you can see clearly, it definitely makes you fly better. No doubt about it.
He lost it 15 minutes into the flight.
But you guys have got, I mean, you just.
What are we looking at here?
This is just. Today,
the whoop, the red whoop?
No. This is my Acrobrat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Are
you under 400 feet?
What do you think?
Are you in line of sight?
He is.
Well,
he's where he's going.
No. And I had a spotter too. Believe it or not.
He's where he's going.
I had a spotter. My spotter was sitting in the car.
Good.
If anybody should ask.
I saw that.
See that? See, there's my car, and if you look real close, right there in the front seat, you see the spotter. See? Okay. Because I wouldn't break the law.
Nope.
And not only that, but the car has a sunroof, so the spotter can look right up out of the sunroof.
I thought it was
wide open,
complete
and
glass,
see everything.
Right?
See everything. Yeah.
Isn't it complete glass?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's cool. Although I don't know about rollovers.
Whoops, see the bird? Did you see
strike.
that? Was that cool?
Nice.
Did you see me dodge the bird there?
Yeah.
I don't know who dodged too, but yep.
No, I did. I dodged.
Did you have heron eyes on them? On your
Here,
bird?
I'm gonna make it bigger so you guys can all see. But you're still in there, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, no, it doesn't matter. We're here.
No, you can hear.
Yeah.
But this,
I'm tempted to go DJI for the summer.
I gotta tell you, man. Once you do it, it's tough to go back.
Get through
unless you're flying a little whoop or something.
Right.
Get through the holidays. That's where I'm headed, Carlos.
You too.
I'm not spending any more money on this hobby. The next book will be the DJI stuff.
You won't regret it. And
hey, Mitch.
Oh, yeah.
The prop behind you. I see prop on the left. You're covering the other prop.
Yeah.
Are they usually in sight?
Well, on Acrobrat, my Acrobrat, they are. Yeah.
Mitch,
just a little bit. Yeah.
Quick question.
Yes.
I went to AutoLock and found a signal. Is that how you do it? Is that how you find what the drone's putting out?
I don't use that AutoLock feature, so I'm not really up on it. There's a thing that says scan or band scan or something like that.
Yeah.
That'll show you a little spectrum analyzer, and it shows you all the active channels.
Basically, like this. Oh, he doesn't have. Do you have the SkyDroid? Yeah, you have the SkyDroid, right?
The SkyDroid just scans through it.
No, does it work like that?
That's what this band scan will do. The same thing. It'll show you where
Okay.
It's the idea behind that is if you go to a place where 5 guys are flying FPV, you want to see which channels are open. You use that band scan thing.
But Chris, do not assume that it's going to find the right channel.
Well, that doesn't really lock on a channel, I don't think. I never use it.
I just don't want him to depend on that channel. Then he flies 30, 40 yards.
See, I always fly alone, Carlos, and without other FPV pilots around.
Right.
And I always fly on channel F3. I never have to touch my receiver or my quad channels or any of that stuff. It makes it very simple. It also means I don't play with all those other features.
No, I understand, but he has to figure. Chris, do you know what channel your bird is on?
No. I don't.
All right, but if you actually you should. If you go into if you look in your bird, it doesn't tell you what channel. Oh, you don't have the channel on.
I don't have my radio on, but I can fix that real quick.
No. You don't need the radio. Your bird is on. If you look, shouldn't you see in the OSD the channel, the stability, the RSSI? You don't see? You don't see like a F4, R3, R2, R2,
No.
1.
You don't
R2?
have that. You don't have the VTX channel element on your OSD.
I don't know. You tell me. You set it up.
No. Did he?
Yeah,
On
Mitch,
Betaflight?
on Betaflight.
I'm sure he did then because he does it on his. He did it on
You know
mine.
You know I'm going to blame him.
No, but
I
he,
didn't set it up.
I don't. No, he set up
I never
the radio.
touched your quad.
No. You walked him through it.
I
You
walked
walked me
you
through
through it. Oh, okay. Well, just go into OSD and see if you have the one that says VTX channel.
Well, no. He's talking about smart audio, Chris. But I'm
Yeah,
saying.
let me turn my radio on.
Hey, Mitch, I got to skedaddle here.
All right, Art.
Gotta go to bed. Thanks for having me.
My
Always
pleasure.
a lot of fun.
Always good to see you.
I think you kind of pointed me in the right direction. I got to find that little rubber thingy. It got away from me.
Well, it's kind of hard for me to tell you how to fix something like that long
Yeah.
distance. You know, it's just a
I
matter of
think I figured out
reassembling
the
it.
orientation.
Once you get it all back together, then we can plug it into Betaflight and
Yeah.
get
We
it
can,
all set up.
It actually has a CLI command to bind.
To bind,
All
yeah.
right.
You can
Good
fix
night,
it.
everybody.
Yes.
Good night,
Here's
Art.
my music.
See you, Art.
Yeah,
There we
thank
go.
you. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Adios. What'd you say, Chris?
I told Art he could fix it with UPS.
Yeah, send it to me.
Send it to Mitch.
So this is I went down to since it's been so wet out there in the grass at the park. I went down to this other section of the park and just parked on the park, and it's kind of a cool place to fly around down here.
These okay, it's fat
You have obstacles.
F1 5740.
Yeah, okay, F1, Fat Shark
right.
1 is the band you're on. So
So now just tell your goggle to go to F1. Forget about doing it scan. See if you can do it manually.
yeah, you can
Channel.
You can just
It's on F1 5740, just like
there you are. You're
Oh,
set.
so then you're good. Now, if you
You're
can
good.
lock that, you're good. If that's such
Well,
a thing. Or does it have memory, right? Usually?
Yeah, when you turn it off and turn it back on, it'll come back on that channel.
tell you what, it looks to me like the power mod was the problem.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Mhm.
It's been
After Bardwell told you, and I read in the instruction book that for those goggles that you have, it says you need the power mod. So that was a pretty good clue.
Mitch, somebody named Mike is saying hello to you.
Oh, Mike binary
Henry?
guy. Hey,
Binary?
Mike, yeah, how you doing, Mike? You still flying your binary? I still have mine. I don't fly it all that much. I need to take it out and fly it some more. But good to see you, man.
Now,
Good to see you.
last question about this, Mitch. My power set on 25.
That's good.
To get it to go to 500 or 600, I got to go to Betaflight and fix it in Betaflight, correct?
It's
When
set
you
to 25 now because it's disarmed. I think we already have it set to go to a higher power when you arm it.
When
Give
you
it a quick arm right now.
Nah,
Chris,
don't
and take a
arm
look.
it in the house with the props on it.
It's not in. I'm not in the house.
He's in the garage.
Don't arm it in the same room with you.
Just
Oh,
real quick. Give it a
come
quick
on,
arm
Mitch.
and look.
Just a second.
You got this, Chris.
I'll make his verbal. It's not Mitch's responsibility. It's mine.
If you cut yourself up,
The
okay.
disclaimer. Put it on, Chris. Mitch.
At least move it to the other side of the room.
Colden, Michigan, huh?
So Carlos, you
Yes,
like this today? It was such a pretty day. I just decided I just wanted to go cruising like this,
I'm
and
all about it.
I enjoy this kind of flying.
And I actually like the low flying that you're doing. Too,
yeah, I
on the
mean, I
road.
just like this kind of just.
Now you're
and-
way
and-
back the other way.
Yeah,
behind
the
you.
range on the DJI is so tremendous.
Now, Mitch, all this stuff is easy to set up out of the box, kind of.
Yeah, it's easier to set up than analog.
It is, right?
Yeah, I mean, look at the distances I'm flying.
Look at the hell I've had, Carlos.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Actually, I was a little disappointed with that Fat Shark Hole thing that he bought, because I would have went crazy if I bought something new. I was telling Chris, and I had to modify it out of the box. That would make me nuts. Chris he's good.
Now this is that little 3-inch Acrobat, Carlos, on an 854
I think
cell.
it flies
Get
awesome.
5-minute flights out of it. You know,
Yep.
cruising around. Just
I love
cruising
the way
around.
it flies. It flies just like a 5-inch. You wouldn't know the difference.
And I mean, you look how stable. This is air unit footage that you're looking at here, not the goggles, but air unit.
Which is
But
the better,
goggles
the air
look just
unit or
as
the
good.
goggles? The air
This is
unit
the air unit here.
But I'm
the
saying that
goggles-
gives you the high resolution, the air unit.
A little bit gives you 60, 1080 instead of 720.
Okay.
But I didn't. I wanted
That you
to.
want on.
What's that?
GPS, I forget.
Oh, okay, yeah. At any rate, I
I'm
think
good.
okay,
How many satellites before you can arm?
probably 5 or 6.
Does it tell you, Chris, what's in there?
Why's it making that noise?
It's probably the GPS.
Oh, probably. So,
Yeah, just unplug it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I'm
you'll be all right. I think you'll be all right now. Hey, Ed. Ed's
Ed,
here.
love my
Hey,
drone.
where you been, man? Good to see
tell
you.
Ed I get it fixed.
You got it
Hey,
fixed,
Ed.
Ed. Sorry.
You want to go? You want to go fly? Hey, Ed, you want to go flying on Thursday with us?
I'll pay for your day off, you old man.
We're going down to Jensen Beach, meeting Ray Kelly and a few other guys. One of them's coming from St. Augustine too.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
Ed, hitch a ride. You.
I need to call Jim. I was hoping he'd show up
I
in
was
the
just gonna
chat
ask you,
tonight.
Above and
Above and
Beyond
beyond.
Drones.
Yeah, I need to give him a call because
Mitch, thank you so much for your help.
I'm glad I don't know what I did, but
Oh, it's from the scratch, from the day one.
oh, okay, Chris. Well, listen, man, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to see you actually, you're succeeding at this so rapidly. It's terrific.
Now I can email Bardwell and say, hey, man, you were right.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell him you were probably right.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
That's a good answer. I like that.
You got it. I do not. I mean, I admire Bardwell. He's a very peculiar guy, very smart and very knowledgeable, not just on drones, but pretty worldly. He's been around. And I personally just don't want to work that hard to make a living. And I'm sure he makes a pretty good living at it, but I don't want to work that hard. But I mean, he doesn't require anything. You don't have to pay him anything if you don't want to. If you send him an email, he'll answer it and he'll try to help you. I don't think he would spend the kind of time that we do here on this show, but that's not the purpose of his show. He answers 200 questions in one live stream. From most of his viewers are fairly experienced FPV guys, not beginners.
You don't know how happy I am.
You think so? You think
Oh yeah,
most of
you
his
can
viewers-
tell
yeah.
you can tell by the questions that he gets. Yeah, very technical questions, opinions on certain products.
I watch him as much as Ken Heron.
So the place. Let me see if I can pull up a map of the place we're going to be flying on.
Did I hear you say the word beach?
Yeah. Oh, let me see this. Let's see, Google Maps, and the place is called the Jensen Beach Causeway Park. And let's bring this over here. And
I'm watching you tear the ground up there, Mitch. I like it. Nice and low.
I just love flying like this. To me, that's
Yeah.
that's just gives you the actual feeling of really flying. Yeah, yeah. So this here
Oh wow.
is where we're going, and what I want to do is I want to get a where's the satellite? Here it is.
That spot just reminded me of the last place Ed was flying. What's the
Yeah,
distance
I mean-
between the island? Is there at least
I don't know, but it's not very. I mean, and
Narrow,
I'm sure that the guys are going to fly there. See this area right out here at the
yeah,
end?
yeah. Oh, that's not so bad.
No, and all these little trees would be. If it's not windy, it'd be fun to fly the Tinyhawk around in there.
And you can put it out in the water
There's a
and come
playground.
back.
See the playground there?
What day of the week are you guys going? During
Thursday.
the week. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it is out there. Look at it. It's out there in the middle of the water. And there's
Forecast for Thursday looks good.
What? Yeah, it looks like it might be.
Good.
And there's a nice. I mean, for flying a camera drone, it'd be very picturesque, don't you think? Should be able to get some pretty good video.
I think it would be.
Yeah.
Mitch, question by Mike. Just wondering if you guys have tried the 900 megahertz radio. If you can, comment.
Oh yeah, Mike. I have both the
R9?
the R9 and Crossfire, and that's all I use. unless it's like a tiny whoop with a built-in receiver.
Just reminded me of something, Chris. Crossfire, not Chris, Mitch. If you buy a quad with Crossfire, is it any difference to bind it?
Well, Crossfire is an easy is really binds is much easier to deal with than because if it doesn't see a receiver bound, the receiver, if it doesn't see a transmitter when you turn it on, after so many seconds, it just goes into binding mode. And a new receiver, if it's brand new out of the box, it'll automatically just go into binding mode. And then you actually do everything through your you can do it through your transmitter with a Lewis script.
What is that? That's another thing that I heard.
A Lewis script, think of a Lewis script like a cell phone application.
Okay.
It's just an application. In other words, you run the Crossfire Lewis strip and it gives you a screen.
Like Crazy Bee?
And yeah, and lets you set the different settings.
Okay, so then if I bought a Tango Crossfire controller, I turn that bad boy on. Let's say I bought a whatever
Crossfire,
Crossfire
and not only that, but it'll tell you that the firmware in the receiver needs to be updated. Do you want to update it? And it'll do it right over the air. You don't have to plug it into anything.
Wow.
Or you can plug it into the app in your computer, the Agent X app. Same app that you use for the Fusion module for the goggles, because that's also a TBS product.
Yikes.
So it really is very, very simple.
Is Agent X kind of a beta flight or no? A type of beta flight?
No. Agent X is more like the DJI assistant app.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually familiar with that.
It just, you don't have to know any settings. You plug it in and it recognizes it and it says, there's a new, it's more like updating firmware on a DJI camera drone. There's new software for your device. Do you want to update it now? And then when you update the software, on the transmitter module, the first time you go and power up a receiver, it'll tell you to update the firmware on the receiver, and it'll do it right from your radio. So
can't beat that.
You can't. Yeah, it's really, really simple. I mean, it can be complicated if you start getting into the mechanics of it, the technical side of it. But I
like
really
this method.
Yeah, I really like the Crossfire. I like the R9 too, but you have to hardwire the receivers, at least the older ones. Now, FreeSky keeps changing things. Now, they used to have what they call ACCST. Now they have what they call Access. And then they have Archer. And they keep changing the way it works, trying to make it more like Crossfire. But all that does is it just screws everybody up that's got a combination of the different kinds of FreeSky hardware to keep track of what's what. So I don't ever update the firmware on any of the FreeSky stuff I have. I just leave it. If it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, kind of thing.
Right.
But Crossfire, I'll keep it. I'll always keep it up to date.
Mr. Rat
says
from Colorado.
Crossfire for life. Yes, sir. I'll tell you, I wish I had discovered Crossfire earlier.
You had to learn all the other stuff till you could teach us. And
I got the R9. I got the R9 module came with that radio that you got from me.
Right.
Carlos. And
you kept it.
So
right?
I had it.
Still
so
works.
I figured, I got the module, may as well use it. And most of my 900 megahertz quads and airplanes have the R9 in them. Almost all of my fixed wings. Even this little puppy here. See the antennas sticking out in the front like whiskers. See, just goes right across. And you never fail safe. I've never had a fail safe with the 900 megahertz. Now there's some new 2.4 gigahertz long range stuff coming out. Immersion RC, or what do they call it? The Ghost. They have a system called Ghost.
I heard about that.
As something new come out. It's brand new. It probably would.
That's FR Sky, right? Ghost.
No, it's IRC.
Oh, I thought it was FR Sky.
IRC, Immersion RC.
Oh, okay.
Same people that make Rapid Fire. You know, the Rapid Fire module for the goggles, which
I've heard
is
of it. Yep.
always considered to be the Cadillac the best. The TBS Fusion, I think, is just as good. And it's a little cheaper. So, not much cheaper, $30. Whoa! I get fuzzy and cough all at the same time.
Well, it's cold season, so I got my whoops for the winter, and I'll mess around in the house or outside occasionally.
Yeah, it's been gorgeous here. It's going to get cold tomorrow. Monday tomorrow night we're going to have a cold front go through.
What do you call cold? 50s?
It'll be in the lower 50s here on like Tuesday morning, and up in the northern part, where it is, it'll probably be in the 40s.
Really?
Yeah.
It's going to need a winter jacket for sure.
But I'm hoping that it'll warm up. By Thursday, it should warm back up into the 70s. We ought to have a really nice day down there. And hopefully by then, excuse me, the wind will calm down a couple of days after a front blows through.
Mm.
It looks like it's going to be real cold up there where you guys are.
It's always cold. No, it's in the 40s. It was in like 52, 54 today. I went up to the roof and flew a few.
That's not too bad.
No, it wasn't so bad. It was doable.
I didn't miss saying hi to anybody in the chat, did I?
No, I think I covered everybody, and you got them in the beginning.
Cool.
What are you working on?
Jay Bird said hit the thumbs up. He's exactly right.
Thank
I've done
you.
it already.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody's ringing my bell.
I got what is this? I've got some other flights here. I've been flying every day. Is this anything worth seeing? Oh, that was a pretty cool little fly through the trees. Here you go. This is the Acrobrat. More boring park stuff. I probably ought to start doing some more flips and rolls and stuff. I think I did actually somewhere here start flying through some trees. Here we go. Fly through some trees. Look at the water on the ground.
Wet.
Not a place you want to go down.
Y'all still getting a lot of rain, Mitch?
We had a lot of rain about 4 days ago, and the ground has just got all fill up, and it's just going to take a week for it to dry out. But
look how nice my neighbor was. Brought me a piece of birthday cake.
Oh,
I love it, man.
There you go, Carlos. You like this flying through trees stuff?
I love all that.
Yeah. This was
the one. That's the one I flew into her apartment when we were doing the live fly.
I think this was the Acrobrat. It was either the Acrobrat.
No, I don't see the blades. This one.
No, you know what this was? This was the reptile. You know, the one red one.
The one, yeah.
Yeah.
That actually flies pretty nice considering it has ducts.
Oh, it flies. It flies great. Yeah.
You don't feel the resistance at all?
No, not at all. No? It flies great.
It falls down. It doesn't get caught in the air because of the ducts. I mean, it doesn't.
You don't even. You hardly look at the level I fly. I mean, I'm some of these guys as professionals can tell you if one of the PIDs is off by one number just by the way it reacts. Me.
That looks nice. Look at that sky.
Me, if it flies, it flies.
If it goes forward. Yep. You working on a bird, Chris?
Tighten her up.
Things get loose.
Well, I had lost one of these nylon lock nuts.
That's right.
And when I found it yesterday morning or morning before last, and it was gone. So anyway, I got
the hobby shop guy you went to.
Yep, he actually had a few things, but I'm not buying his batteries. His batteries are crazy high.
What made you pick those batteries the other day?
This morning?
Yeah.
That was the Amazon's Cyber Monday deal.
It was only $3 off.
Yeah. I just picked them. I was just goofing around this morning.
I like to buy what I know, but you'll let us know. Chris is getting deeper and deeper, Mitch. batteries, quads.
Oh,
Looking
yeah.
for a second quad. Has the freestyle.
This was my Tinyhawk out on Thanksgiving Day at the park.
Ah, okay.
And I'd never flown out there, and it had, see this tall grass crap sticking up?
That's what Ed always complains about.
Yeah, took me a little while to get
Looks
used
like
to
the
it.
whip head.
Yeah.
You know what? And that's my son's little camper there, where they set up for the Thanksgiving. We have Thanksgiving out in the woods there at this park every for like 10, 12 years now. We've been doing it. They
Oh,
go
that's
out
cool.
there camping with some of their friends, and they have set up a big long table. Everybody brings some different food in,
Potluck. That's good. Those are the best.
and
You eat turkey, Mitch?
oh yeah.
Okay.
But it was kind of neat. So it was nice to take the Tinyhawk out there and
Any
play around
grandchildren?
a little bit. Yeah, my grandchildren are both as tall or taller than me now.
And any extra set of goggles to show them what you were doing? Did you bring?
They don't care.
They
They
don't?
care less. No.
Yeah. it's like my
I
son.
brought my little ground station out, and some of the other guys that were hanging around were watching it. You know.
The adults didn't
Yeah.
find it intriguing?
Yeah, they did. They
Oh,
did.
okay.
But most people just don't give a shit.
Unless you do it, you can't appreciate it.
Yeah, they go, well, okay, that's nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
What do they
and
know?
when you tell them how addictive it is, they can't believe it. They think you're crazy, and they might be right. Isn't that right, Chris?
My wife tells me that every time I think
But
about
then
it.
again, when I can't understand how somebody could get so excited about playing golf. So to each his own.
Yeah, really.
Hey.
You play golf, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
Are you any good at it, though?
Oh, I'm okay.
Yeah? Okay.
I'm my handicap. I'm about a 10, 11 hand over.
See me sitting in the chair there.
10 or 11 over par, is that what that means, the
Yeah.
handicap?
Good enough to play skins and make a little money on sometimes on weekend.
Wow. And do you get what? You don't actually play the whole 18-hole game in one day, do you?
Yeah, usually in about 4 hours.
Wow.
We'll play a scramble.
I just bought. Have you tried these crazy pony batteries from Amazon,
No.
Carlos? I don't know if they're going to be any good. They're 50C batteries, but they had a Black Friday deal going on them. There was like 4 batteries for like 12 or 13 bucks.
What milliwatts?
650 milliamp.
Wow, and you didn't tell me? How rude.
Well, I went ahead and bought a dozen of them for like
Uh-oh.
40 bucks, so we'll see.
Oh,
But,
that's not a
the
bad deal.
nice thing about buying this stuff from Amazon is you can return it if it doesn't work out. So
That's true.
they were cheap, so I thought I'd give them a shot. I don't have much luck with those GNB batteries. They always puff up on me.
Sunrise Water Media. My Tinyhawk 2 Freestyle revs up, and takes off on its own.
Exactly. I had that same
EDT
problem.
didn't
Carlos.
start up. Subsequently, crashing a second later. Anyone else have this
Tinyhawk
issue?
2 Freestyle revs up and takes off on its own.
You had that issue, Chris?
I did have that issue.
The issue I had with it was it flipped over on
What?
takeoff.
Well, you if you got your props on wrong, you got maybe props on wrong.
No. His just takes off. Mine was doing the flip over.
So,
Mine-
Chris,
mine
what
was-
do you think the problem with his Tinyhawk is?
Mine tore up, so I couldn't help him. I never did find an answer. You could idle it. It would start and idle, and as soon as you give it a little throttle, boom, it's gone.
I remember that. For
It
some reason.
could be PID tuning could be bad.
But I've been flying it,
Oh, you had been flying it.
and
It probably happened after a crash too.
I had a crash.
God, it could be. It could be anything. It's hard to say what that. Could be a lot of things will do that. The radio isn't even on.
Oh no, mine was on.
Place
What
it
happens?
here-
What happens if you turn your radio? What if your radio is on?
Oh yeah, that's different. Anyway, place it here, Join. Just saying hello to everybody.
Oh, how you doing? How you doing?
Good Lord.
What's the matter? Stuff falling apart.
Man, Dennis Lovelady's not here.
Uh-oh.
But I had asked him to make me a mount with his 3D printer to put on top of my Tyro. Well, he made me.
Ooh, that's nice.
There you go, Chris. Just to show you that I can still fly a Mavic.
Awesome.
Isn't that pretty?
That's a nice
It is
picture.
pretty.
That was Thanksgiving at the park. It looks like a still, but it's actually a video from the drone. Yeah.
I do that sometimes. It won't do it. Chris, I didn't have that problem. I could actually turn mine on, and it'll sit there and idle. But as soon as I touched the throttle, it was gone.
Radio.
Chris, get with Jerry. He's handy. He's just up by 35 from you.
Yeah, I never had that problem.
Matter of fact, mine's in the trash now.
But you have the other one,
I've got a brand new one in the box,
and you have the CLI command, so that should be a piece of cake.
and I can use my new radio with it.
Yep. Oh, definitely.
We'll save that for another night, Mitch.
Look at that pretty day. How pretty was that day out there?
Now you bought the Mavic. Did you buy the Mini too?
I did, but I took it back.
You took it back. Oh, okay.
I did.
I gave him a week. He only lasted 2 days.
2 days. Yeah. I flew it a couple times, and I decided I was unhappy about the fact that it didn't have the lithium ion batteries. I thought it did, and I said, "What do I need this thing for?" I got a Mavic 2 Zoom and a Mavic 2 Pro that I don't fly. What do I need a Mini that I don't fly too?
Yeah, my Mini's going to my youngest boy for a Christmas present.
Does he like flying or interested in it?
Oh yeah, he's interested in it.
That's cool.
See the fire?
I
Can you
see
see the
somebody
little
laying
fire
down.
going on? That's my daughter-in-law. Can you see the fire going on in the fire pit there?
Oh, yes, now I do.
Look comfy.
Right there.
Sleeping that turkey off.
Where are
Oh,
the
yeah,
kids? I don't see the
this-
kids. Are they pushing
This
buttons
was
on a game?
that's my grandson come walking in now.
Oh, okay.
18-year-old lacrosse star.
Ah.
This kid is such an athlete that he's now going around, and colleges are interviewing him for scholarships
For lacrosse?
Awesome.
for lacrosse. Yeah.
That's good. That's a tough game. Can be.
Man.
And that's their little campsite there. It's really a nice place. It's over about 6-7 miles from the airport in Orlando, so it's just outside
Oh, that's not so far.
of the it's outside of the controlled airspace.
So what do? You rent the spot?
Yeah, they rent the spots and they take
Nice.
their little camper over there, and they spent like 4 or 5 days out there
That's
fishing
awesome.
and they have a good old time. They do that every
good.
year. Well, guys,
I can't fix anything.
it is 10
wrong.
o'clock,
I can't
and
Can't find it.
I think
Oh,
where'd
it
the
is
time
10.
go? Where'd the time go, man?
Actually, the last hour went quick.
Yeah, well, that was great. I had
Thank you, Jerry.
a good time, and
Nice to see you back a week early, actually.
well, no, I had planned on coming back tonight.
Oh, it was? I thought it was
I-
December. you
Yeah,
said.
I had. Well, I thought that. I just.
Whatever. You're here.
I figure I don't want everybody to forget me.
No, nobody forgot you. Absolutely not. We talk about you all the time. Where is
I
that
appreciate
prick? No.
Where's it? Yeah.
Just kidding. Just
We need
kidding.
a good rant now. You guys just need a good rant now and then. I know you all want to rant. I just,
I rant
do it for
daily.
you.
I just do it in
Yeah.
little, so it doesn't build up. All
I'm
right, Mitch.
trying to think. I'm trying to think
Go
what I'm looking at the sunrise. I'm looking at the comments. I'm trying to think what. You almost have to plug it into the computer and take a look and see what it's doing on some things like that. I'm sure Joshua Bardwell could probably give you 5 different things it could possibly be.
I know how to fix it.
A lot of
Grenade.
times, a quad will run away with itself. It shouldn't. First of all, it shouldn't arm. If the radio's turned off, it should not arm. Period. The fact that the motors are even running means that it just may be a bad flight controller. There's something. What you got there?
Cameraman.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Right
cool.
road.
Oh, cool. Very
What
good.
is that, a Polaroid?
Yeah.
Yeah, it spits the pictures out as I bring it back over. There's nothing out as it goes back.
All right, guys. Well,
maybe it'll be developed by the time it hits the ground.
Sorry.
All you guys in it, thanks for coming in, guys, in the chat and on the panel.
pleasure.
Chris, good to see you. I'm glad.
You too.
Want to see movies? Want to see some videos of the flights that you do?
Yeah, I'm ready to get back going again.
All right, good deal. So we'll see you. I don't know if I'm going to do Thursday or not, but not this week. This week I'm going to be flying with the guys on Thursday. So
Y'all have
Oh, definitely. Have a lot of fun.
yeah. So
Flying over.
If I don't see it, I'll see you maybe in some other live
Flying-
streams. But
flying
if not,
definitely
I'll see you
comes
all
over.
next Sunday. And if you got anything that you want to talk about on Sunday, any that we can figure out, just email me in advance, and we'll get you in here with it. So
All right, Mitch.
with that,
I will say
say
goodnight.
goodnight.
And I
Okay,
was
Carlos.
very pleased to see that your notification this evening. We'll talk. Be well.
Okay,
Nice
buddy.
to see
All
you,
right.
Chris.
Take care.
Take care,
Chris,
man.
take
We'll
care,
talk
guys.
to y'all later.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Holler at me, Jerry.
Thanks for coming in, Chris. I'm glad we
bet.
got that. I'm glad that thing's working. Good
Thanks,
deal.
buddy. Bye-bye.
All right. You take care. Okay, me and Spank. And Sunrise, thanks for coming in. Place it here. Steve Mack, Arizona. Drone Dude Jerry, Drone Obsessed. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Rick Halbert, always good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Who else is still here? Mike, my friend Mike, Rat RH, Yowie P51, Ed, love my drones. Next Sunday, come on into the chat with us. Let's see. Jody, Drone Shots was here. Mark A. I think that Joe Blaylock, Indigo Rhino was here. Thanks for coming in, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If I missed you, sorry. No fly drones. Thank you, man. Appreciate the compliment. At any rate, let me get a little traveling music. Oh yeah, I like that. All right, hang in there, everybody, and take the rest of the day off. Go play with your drones and have a great week. Say goodnight to the people, Spanky.